Hey everyone, it's me Tim from FTA Adventures, and today we're doing a follow-up to my top 5 favorite national parks, and we're going to talk about the 5 runner-ups, the ones that didn't quite make the cut to be in my top 5, but they are very special to me and I absolutely love them. I think they're worthy of being on anyone's bucket list if you haven't been to any of these yet. So we're going to talk about my 5 runners-up for the favorite national park series. Stick around. So park number 1 on my runner-up list, as many of you may know because I've talked about this a few times, this place has a very special spot in my heart. And part of the reason for that is because it's the first national park that I really fell in love with and really started to appreciate the outdoors and nature and adventure, and this is where I kind of found that. It's Joshua Tree National Park in Southern California. Jumbo Rocks in particular is one of my favorite sections of the park. I think it's just a magical place. There's these enormous rocks that you can climb over, and of course you have the Joshua trees, which are just a super interesting tree, very odd looking thing. So it's very surreal when you're driving across this desert landscape to see these kind of like droopy hanging trees. Awesome camping out there, a lot of beautiful stars. One thing I like about camping in Jumbo Rocks is that all the campsites are kind of nestled into the rocks, and so at night if you climb up on top of one of the boulders and just look out, you can see everybody's campfire just lighting up the rock walls, and this like orangish glow just kind of dances across the rocks. It's really cool to see. If you ever get a chance to camp in Jumbo Rocks, I think that's probably one of my favorite campsites. So yeah, Joshua Tree was an easy choice to be on the runner-up, and I think the only reason it wasn't in my top 5 is because it was for so long the standing reigning champion for me. And as I've gotten to more and more of the national parks, I've kind of grown to love more different features about national parks than this one, because I have been to Joshua Tree just countless times. There's actually some horses over here. Anyways, little horse break. I'm just sitting over here by the river, and we have wild Mustangs that walk around Arizona, so it's pretty neat. They're pretty comfortable around people, so they kind of snuck up on me while I was filming. Anyways, yeah, so the next park on the list is Zion National Park in Utah. Utah in general is a beautiful place for motorcycle riding. It's just otherworldly. Zion in particular, I think I chose to be on this list as opposed to Bryce or Capitol Reef or Canyonlands or Arches. Zion has a little bit of the best of both worlds. So you get these super bizarre rock formations, but you also get some trees and rivers and mountain kind of landscapes. Ton of good hiking in this park. A lot of good camping in the surrounding area. It can be hard to find camping in the park because it's so popular. But it's a great place and just perfect for riding. I've mentioned this in the past. This is one of those parks that, in my opinion, the better way to see it is going west from the eastern entrance to the western entrance, at least if it's the first time you're seeing it, because there's like a 3-mile tunnel, and the reveal as you come out the other side is just stunning. Don't get me wrong, the road's awesome both ways, but if you're seeing it for the first time, going through it west is the way to do it. And park number 3 is Acadia National Park in Maine. I think I put this on the list because, well, it's a stunning place, but I think it kind of captures that East Coast, rocky coastline, northeast kind of thing that's very unique. There's a lighthouse, which is stunning, and I think that's kind of a staple thing to see in the northeast. You know, lighthouses are a really big deal out there. A lot of rocky coastline, beautiful roads. You know, the mountain literally just meets the ocean there, and it's really stunning. That whole coast road that just goes, I think it's Route 1, goes right through Maine, is just absolutely gorgeous. A lot of good riding in that area. Plus, if you're in the area, Kangamangas Highway isn't too far. I haven't done Mount Washington yet. Plan on hitting that the next time I'm in the area. Acadia National Park's just a cool place. And then, of course, you can always get some lobster while you're in the area, or some good seafood. fried fish and things like that. And number 4 is Carlsbad Caverns. Now, there is a nice ride for motorcycle riders to get into the park. It's pretty twisty and scenic, but actually I think this park is a favorite because of being in the cave. So when I was in there, I really felt like I was in like a cathedral or something. It's just breathtaking. So it's not necessarily the best park for a motorcycle rider, although the ride to get there isn't bad, but it's definitely worth visiting. Because of course you can't ride your motorcycle in the cave, but it's a worthwhile chance to get off the bike and stretch your legs a little bit and see something completely different. And it's like a whole underworld world down there. It's just really neat and ornate and beautiful. And the 5th park on the list is Mesa Verde. Again, same thing as Carlsbad Caverns. There is some awesome riding here, and especially in the area. You're not too far from the $1 Million Highway in Colorado. But Mesa Verde is an awesome park to see some cliff dwellings and really have a pretty neat adventure off the motorcycle. I mean, you're climbing up ladders on the side of a cliff, just wide open behind you and just huge drop-offs. You climb through these tunnels to get into the cave dwellings, and the road through the park is also absolutely breathtaking. And my final runner-up, because I think no national park list would be complete without mentioning Yellowstone National Park. The reason it's not higher up on the list is because it does get so crowded that it can be a little frustrating, especially on a motorcycle. But when you go there, you're guaranteed to see animals, probably buffalo, elk, wolves, bears, all kinds of things in this park. Not to mention, the sulfur pits, the geysers. I mean, there's just so much going on in this park. Beautiful riding. Of course, you can get to Beartooth Pass from there, and a lot of awesome camping in the area. There are grizzly bears out there, though, so you do have to be careful about that. But Yellowstone National Park, I mean, if you haven't been, I think that should be on everybody's list. Hey guys, I just want to take a quick break from this video and talk about one of this channel's sponsors, Surviveware. They're a small family-owned business. They've been a supporter of this channel for a really long time. They have some awesome products, first aid kits, survival kits, wet wipes, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Their link is in the description box down below, so make sure you guys go check them out and show them a little love. So those are the 6 runner-ups for the favorite national parks list. That kind of completes this series. Of course, like I said, all the parks are special in their own way for one reason or another, but those are the 10 favorites. If you watch the 2 videos together, those are really the 10 favorites. For me personally, at least, they're all worth visiting. They all have something special and unique about them. I've always said if they're a national park, they're a national park for a reason, so they're all worth visiting. Anyways, that is it for me today. If you guys are looking for more stuff to watch, I do have a full series of me riding to all the national parks that I'll link to right here. And that is it today. If you got something out of this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell, all that good stuff, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.